Doubt us, hate us, you're the inspiration that keeps us blending. The time is now to do Hatebreed, the Rise of Brutality. We are Blenderstyle. Cheers, boys.
Cheers, gentlemen.
It's very intimidating to do a Hatebreed record. So I've always liked Hatebreed. And I think this is a really fun record by Hatebreed. So I just thought I'd bring it to you guys and see what you guys thought about it, you know?
Is this their second or third?
Third.
Third, okay. Coincidentally, this is the only Hatebreed album I ever got into.
Really? That's
yeah,
cool.
so when you picked it, I was like, oh, I already know this really well. Like,
it kind of makes sense.
There was that brief moment where you're buying like albums online, you're buying the MP3s before you like go to streaming or whatever. Hatebreed, Rise of Brutality.
I've never bought an MP3.
That doesn't surprise me at all. So I've definitely got into Hatebreed, but mainly just this album and some of the singles. And then I really liked what was that band he did with Kirk Winstein?
Kingdom of Sorrow.
Kingdom of Sorrow. They did like 2 albums. I thought those were both killer.
I agree.
But I'm not like a Jamey Jasta like fanboy. I know he does a podcast and everything.
Yeah.
Did you ever listen to his podcast, Casey? Jamey Jasta?
I've heard parts of it. I've never listened to like a whole thing, but I'm not a big podcast listener anyway. I could care less for people talking.
It's kind of a lot of it is like interviews, and they talk a lot of like what Jamey Jasta is about, kind of, you know, like business and the it actually can get pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch every episode, but I've watched like people that I've wanted to see him like interview, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People that I'm interested in.
I've caught a couple, and he's just like pushing like CBD products, like it's his advertising,
He's like, I'm just
Really?
gonna do
which
all
we'll totally
ads.
do, by the way.
Yeah, but this record came out in 2003, and
20 years ago, man.
yeah,
That's crazy.
and I would have to say, like, you knowing this record makes sense, kind of, because, like, this is, like, hardcore with, like, snare riffs.
That's a good way of putting it.
It's got pretty, you know what I mean? Like, I
What
don't know.
genre is it? Like, I know people are on the fence about it because they're like, it's not fucking hardcore, it's not
I
metal.
mean, it's pretty close to hardcore, though. It's just a beefier, heavier, you know.
I feel like it's got like the hardcore undertones, like the lyrical content's really hardcore influence, you know, like really empowerment and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with you. I don't think the guitar riff and the drumming is hardcore. I think the drumming's more on a kind of on a punk or a thrash edge.
Which is kind of hardcore.
Yeah, but there's like sick double bass parts.
There's some decent double bass. The guitar I didn't like on this.
It's not like super fast, they're not blast beats.
Yeah.
But there's really tastefully done double bass
kick.
part.
Yeah.
It's like heavy, almost metallic hardcore. Like, it's hardcore,
So
but
is it
it's pretty
metalcore?
metal. I mean, I would say it's pretty close, I guess, yeah.
But he does no clean vocals.
No.
No,
It's all
he
just-
does no variation on vocals.
That's like my beef, dude.
That's what my biggest beef.
I kind of like most of this as is, but like there's no variation in the vocals.
So I'm not familiar with like Hatebreed. I've listened to him. I never got into him. I think I listened to him with like you, and I think my brother might have listened to him back in the day a lot, but I never really got into him. I always thought that Jamey Jasta was kind of a failure in my mind because of his failed soda. That Jasta Cola or whatever.
They came to like
They came to our school and handed out for free, and we were like, yeah, this is really gross.
Wrong Jasta.
Wait, they're not related?
What if it's his family though? Like
Maybe.
and he's just like, that's why he had all this money.
He just licensed his name to Pepsi, and they're like, what do you want your spirit animal to be? He's like, panther. Because that's what was on the bottles.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
We should put an image of it if we can find it.
We should.
Yeah.
So my biggest complaint about this, other than just like the monotone vocals and stuff, is like every song on this sounds the same.
It kind of does, but they're bangers, dude.
It's also 12 tracks in 32
it's
minutes.
A short,
I love that it's just
a
like
super short
Yeah.
album, which makes it not get like monotonous. But I feel like this album, these songs are better broken up, like 2 or 3 songs, take a break, come back, because then you don't realize that it sounds the same on every one of them.
Oh, dude, I would disagree. Tear it down, straight to your face.
Straight to your face is sick.
What consumes you. Live for this, Doomsayer, and that's like every track
You just
in order.
named every song on the album.
That's not even every
They're
song.
all good, kind of. There's
But
only
they
like,
all sound exactly the
Yeah,
same.
but they're not very long. It's like 2 minutes. He like goes in, they go in, kick your ass with some shit, and like I
and
don't
then
know.
the breakdowns,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
like the
pretty
breakdown
cool.
on Straight to Your Face.
Also, like on
Oh
I
my
believe
God.
it's Perseverance. The very end of it, the outro is the intro to this album. You know what I mean? The music and everything.
Oh, I was like, I don't see that.
Oh, the next one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, this one, like, so
outro-
Perseverance on its outro, and the riff and the way the drums and everything is like exactly
And then
the
it just
same.
picks up on the next album.
And I thought that was cool
That'd
because,
be kind of cool.
like, I don't know, that's forward thinking.
That is.
They're like, I don't know, we've done Terror, and Terror and Hatebreed are associated with members that have gone in and out with each other and stuff like that, and like, so they would remind me of a Terror, but a little bit more like metal.
Okay.
And I don't know, man. This is kind of my shit, dude.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
It's like workout music.
Yeah, you can work out
It's
or
pumped.
go for a hike with it.
The lyrics are very like positive.
Yeah.
You know, I'm used to
I
like
hate that.
It's not positive.
You don't
it's
like
kinda,
that?
I hate that.
like Stained is like self. He's like, I'm a fucking loser.
Yeah, I
It's
wanna
kinda
hear
some
somebody
tough love
mope
shit,
on
though, dude.
themselves.
It's like some tough love shit though.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
positive.
get fucking clean your fucking
but
room.
it's like
I want to know somebody has it worse than me.
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
You're
right?
like, yes.
I want to listen to peons, dude. I want to be entertained all the fucking time.
I like that. I like the lyrics. I like that he's, you know, and what's with hardcore and like they don't like being fucking lied to, bro.
No,
They're
they don't.
all talking about they fucking lied. I love that shit, dude. But like in Terror, he's talking about getting lied to, and I don't know. There's like a lot of standing up for what you believe in, and I just have some appreciation for that. And that
Oh,
comes
for sure, dude.
and it just gets you pumped. It's like pump music.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, it's short. Like it's I don't know. It's like
Have you guys ever seen Hatebreed live?
No, I bet that they played in
It's-
Bakersfield and I heard it was bad. Like not the performance, but like shit got real.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I think I love the energy. Like I agree with you. There's a lot of energy on this, and the pacing's really good. And I love that the songs aren't real long. But to me, it was just this very monotonous, like the same guitar riff. It felt like over and over, and the same vocal tone the whole time. And I hate being motivationally spoken to.
Yeah, I
bugged me.
can understand.
I'm not a big. I mean, I haven't explored Hatebreed. I think had I known that this led out into the next album and checked that out, I probably would have been like, oh, that's even cooler because I really like how they do
The
that.
album before this
Okay.
Leads into
leads
this
into
one.
this album.
Okay, because Guns N' Roses did that on like their first few albums. If you read the liner notes, it has a quote from the next album in it.
Really?
Yeah,
Easter egg.
which is kind of cool. And then I think Offspring did it on the hidden track on. I think we talked about this. The hidden track on Ignition on Ixnay Hombre was like the closing track on that with the thing, which was cool. And I love it when a band will carry that through.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool.
We were talking about Seven Spires earlier. I think they do
A
that.
pirate band.
They're not a pirate.
Hatebreed to me is kind of almost like a Kiss or a Slayer. I think
No.
longevity is gonna no. I mean, in the sense of
Like
like
making out.
longevity.
How many albums do they have? Because I know
Hatebreed
this
has
is
a
like their
bunch
third
of-
one, and it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, they've had quite a few. I don't know how many actually they have, but I can find something on almost every single one of them that I enjoy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
They're consistent. Like Kiss, like you were saying.
Yeah,
Or
like, yeah,
AC/DC.
exactly. I feel like they're just one of those bands that kind of like do what they do, and
They just failed when they tried the merchandising thing, and they were like,
no,
never again.
Hatebreed's got merchandise for everything.
Oh,
They've
okay,
always had shit.
I thought when they did the soda thing, they just kind of
It
stopped.
wasn't. It's not. It's not Jamey Jasta's soda.
The fact that Live for This was like even nominated for a Grammy.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I
Hey.
don't give a fuck. The Grammys are stupid. They
I get
got it
this,
wrong
I
every
get
time
this,
with
but-
metal. They shouldn't fucking talk about metal.
You say this every time, but the fact
It's fucking
is,
true.
I get it. I get
Vulgar
it.
wasn't nominated. Come on. Don't talk to me about the guy. It means nothing.
I get what you're saying.
We
But-
do this every time.
But my thing is Hatebreed is more of like it feels more at home to me and tangible and close, almost like a band like Terror. Like, yeah, Hatebreed's kind of a big band, but like they have those roots and those deep like they have history, man.
It's easy to like lock onto. Yeah.
You know, they played with bands like Earth Crisis. They played bands with like just the culture that I kind of grew up in with hardcore, you know. And I love Hatebreed.
So Casey, you thought it was kind of boring. What would you rate it?
I thought it was kind of preachery.
Too preachy.
Or motivational.
Okay.
And it kind of bugged me. I understand there's like a positive message to be had in here, which is cool to have like something that's dirty and grindy and down like this, but still have a positive message. But to me, it just kind of irked me the wrong way, and there was just something about it that prevented me from getting into it the entire time.
It's like a PE teacher you don't like.
Yeah, it's like, and there's nothing wrong with them. They're doing a great job, but I just didn't get it. I gave it a 2.9 out of 5.
Ooh.
I don't like the motivational speakerness of it, and like I said, there was just something about, and maybe it was just in my head, and because I don't.
Is there
really
too much testosterone in this?
Maybe that's it too. Like I feel like
it's like jocks.
Yeah, it's like jocks singing or something. But I don't know if that's even it. I think it's just. I think honestly, if I listened to Hatebreed a lot more and like understood it better, it'd probably be better. But since I'm not a Hatebreed fan and I don't really listen to them, and I have that, I prefer my music to be like down.
Yeah, a little more negative.
Yeah. So it's something about it just irked me the entire time, and I was like, okay, I can't get into this.
I give it a 4.2 out of 5. This is I love this album. I think there's tons of bangers.
Mm-hmm.
My beef is it is kind of samey, but it's easy to put on and jam through. It's a good length.
Yeah, I do like how short. I honestly like the length of it.
And there's like that it's short.
Well, because you could get through it, and like
over.
my biggest complaint is that a lot of it sounds the same, kind of like a little bit.
Yeah, but there's like headbanger parts. That
I don't know, dude. Some of those breakdowns are pretty epic, dude.
But I feel
Doomsayer.
like the breakdowns are just really basic, like in guitar tone.
They don't need to be like that technical.
But I'm not a breakdown fan. Like Lorna Shore, the whole thing I hated about it was their breakdown.
Okay, so different breakdown.
Also ridiculous.
Dude, like honestly, I know that Jamey Jasta actually comes up with a lot of these breakdowns himself. And like, I don't know, dude, this band can come up with so many different breakdowns. It's insane.
But they play the same guitar part on every one of them.
Oh no. I don't know. I would disagree.
All right, so, Nathan,
Mr. Smarty straight
Pants.
to your face, dude. I'm sorry.
So I mean,
what would you?
So the breakdown and straight to your face is like one of the most epic moments in music. Like for me, it's like one of the highlights of around this time when I was listening to it. I played that over and over and over.
Oh yeah,
I loved it so much. Nathan, Hatebreed, The Rise of Brutality.
This isn't my favorite Hatebreed record, but I give this a 4.2 because it's a goddamn banger, bro.
Nice, bro.
Like, honestly, I would totally disagree. You know, it's just one of those albums that, like, I like the positivity because I don't feel like it's positivity coming from somebody that's had it good their whole life. I think it's positivity from somebody that has done that grind, man.
Went through the hard times to get to that
well,
point.
And just like, dude, Jamey Jasta, if you know the history of Hatebreed, like, put on mini shows. He fucking, you know, he's a man of faults, obviously, but like, dude, he's done a lot for.
Well, his podcast helps the community and like his online
so he's
presence.
Still exactly.
Yeah, he's doing
band.
God's work, or whatever you want to say, Satan's work. I don't know.
4.2 though.
Doing Jamey Jasta's work.
Jamey Jasta's work. Yeah.
That was Hatebreed, The Rise of Brutality. We are Blenderstyle. Every day is a lesson learned, man.
Like and subscribe.
See you next week.
Like and subscribe.
Liar, liar. Pants on fire.